Do you enjoy going to Moulin Rouge as much as we do? Better yet, do you like going to concerts and sporting events?
SeatGeek helps people easily purchase tickets to these kind of events and unites people like you and us through live entertainment.
And things just got easier for you. As proud partners of SeatGeek, you can use our exclusive promo code CANCAN10 and you'll get $10 off of any purchase that is $250 or over.
Hey Lily, you've been eyeing up that can seat for a while now.
You're so right, Jules. I think I'm gonna go purchase it right now and use our code for a discount. Do you want to join?
Hell yeah.
Again, that's CANCAN10 to get $10 off of any purchase that is $250 or over. Only valid for your first purchase. Hi, guys. It's number 30 of Can Talks. Whoop, 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 whoop. Uh, it's Lily and my co-host Jules. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is our 30th episode.
Dirty 30.
30, 30.
What a great way to start. What a great way to start. 30 episodes. Time flies when you're having so much fun. That's what apparently that's the word. Anyway, Lily, please keep going.
Oh yeah, so it's our 30th episode and we are rounding out the deep dives. Our deep dive series. It's been really fun to just kind of like brainstorm past and future scenarios. And scheme. I don't know, it's not scheming. What am I saying? Um we've been having fun, like just deep diving into different characters and stuff. And we're rounding out the deep dives with our lovely ensemble, so our bohemians. And well, also shout out to Duke's bitches, but anyways, so yeah, Jules, do you want to start off with announcements?
There's so many announcements. So many people are joining the tour. It's unbelievable. Like I couldn't keep up. It was so many people. Anyway, let's start off. So Colin Hayward. I can't Hayward. There we go. He is joining the North American tour. So that's super exciting. I believe he's coming in as ensemble. He didn't specify. And then I have Jerica. She is joining. She's going to be the new Satine alternate on the tour. And then we have Nathan Pfister. He is also going to be on tour. He is going to be a vacation swing. And then we have Jeff Sullivan, who's also joining. He is going to be an offstage cover Christian plus swing. He's wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
Um, Raven Bailey, she's also joining as Arabia and Satine understudy. And then Charisma Lawrence is joining. I believe she is going to be heel 4 and understudy to LeChalk. And then two more people. Carmela, she is joining and she is going to be the ensemble, but also covering Arabia. And then the last is Megan Manning. She is also joining as heel 2. So that's like a huge amount of people joining the tour, which is super exciting. We love new people and exciting for Jules when she goes to see the tour in November.
Yeah.
Yes, it's official. Jules is seeing the tour in November, unless I get COVID again, but let's
Oh
hope that doesn't happen.
gosh.
Don't happen.
Yeah, and then people leaving the tour, Stephanie and Nikki
And
are
Nikki
leaving the
are
tour.
leaving the tour. That we know of right now is those two. So that's really sad because they've been a part of the tour for quite a while. And Stephanie was on the podcast. So it's so sad to see people like go who we've like seen. So
Yeah. And Amy left this past Sunday.
Amy just left.
Yeah.
Did
Going
she
to do Death Becomes
yesterday?
Her.
I
Yeah.
mean, we're filming this on the Monday. Um
But
she's
yeah, going to do Death Becomes Her, which is exciting because any Sabrina Carpenter fans out there, Sabrina Carpenter's new music video for Taste with Jenna Ortega has a little bit of a inspiration pull from Death Becomes Her, so it kind of got me a little excited for the show. It's gonna be good.
I have not seen the video, so I need to check that out. But I do like me some Sabrina Carpenter. She's so girly pop.
Queen.
But yes, Death Becomes Her is amazing movie and OBC era. So anyway, without further ado, shall we get
Yes.
into a deep dive?
Uh, she's diving. into the
Sorry,
winners.
I didn't make it to the Olympics, so I just had to pretend.
It's the TikTok video of I unfortunately didn't make it into the Olympics.
Me. I have no athletic bone in my body, everybody. Want everyone to know that. Anyway, so today we're talking about the ensemble and deep diving because they are our final people to deep dive. So well, let's get into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
So the ensemble in the beginning comes out. We've got your can dancers, you've got your patrons, uh, and they just set the scene. Other than the Lady M's, obviously, but they do set the scene as well. Like you are in the Moulin Rouge, like in the Moulin Rouge, and those can kicks are no joke.
no joke.
Could not
Those
be me.
the higher the kick, the higher the heaven. I tell you, those
Yeah.
kicks are insane.
Ugh,
Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, ow, ow.
my
I feel
hips would.
pain in my hips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I remember like when I took my dad to see it for the first time, he was like, I can't believe it. He was like, those girls are getting those legs like all the way up to their faces. I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He was like
My
so
thing,
impressed with the dances. He was like, I loved it. The dances
yeah,
were incredible.
like literally my thing is that like as a dancer myself, it's like I'm always just you like generally you're more flexible on one side, like your dominant side, and my dominant side is my left side. So I'm more I can like actually whack my leg up on my left side, but my right side is just not there. So it's like very uneven. And I just don't understand how they make it so even. Like that's mind-boggling.
Exactly. As a dancer myself. No, I'm kidding.
As a
I do
dancer.
not I do not dance. So yeah, so yes, they do set the scene, but the ensemble is such a big part of this show, but also within the Moulin Rouge themselves. So we fast forward a little bit and we go to Backstage Romance. So we fast forward to Act Two. Well, actually, no. Skip back, go back a little bit to Shut Up and Raise, right?
Yeah.
They're having a party after the performance. But even like a little bit before that, Sparkling Diamond, the ensemble there, they're kind of like, the Diamond girls, they're background dancers for like Satine. What is it? She says, oh, you guys just make me look good.
Mm-hmm.
And in Shut Up and Raise, they come and they party. They're kind of like a whole big family. You watch their interactions on stage and it's kind of weird to say family because you see them like flirting with each other, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
they're a group of friends. They all
Mm-hmm.
know each other and they're all friendly and they're all like, they like to party and they dance together and you see that in Shut Up and Raise.
Mm-hmm.
But then even if you skip a little bit to Backstage Romance, they're a team.
Mm-hmm.
They are all passionate about dancing, singing, acting. Um, and they're all passionate on putting this show on together and working with Lautrec and working with Santiago and Christian to make this show. And you can see they're having fun, they're enjoying it. You can also see just like how they, like when the Duke is doing his little spiel, sometimes they're just a bit like, oh my God,
I was
like,
gonna say you can also see their reactions when Needy and Santi are like doing their thing, and then
yeah,
like
they're
they're
just
coming
like,
in and they're kind
Jesus,
of like, "Huh? Is
like not
anybody else
again.
seeing this?"
Yeah, and it's like, but they react like a lot of people do, and they are, they watch the Duke go on his little rampage, like his little in the first rehearsal scene where he's like, "Oh, I wonder she should get another dress," and they're just like, "Oh God," you're gonna see them. They're just a bit like, Jesus, like confrontation is not their thing,
Right. Right.
and even in rehearsal scene too. But it seems like they all have each other's back, the ensemble crew do. They
Mm-hmm.
all, they're all in the same boat, They're dancers at the Moulin Rouge. They all come from diverse backgrounds, but they're also so similar.
Yeah.
Um,
You can also tell like how the camaraderie is when is it like Toulouse who's like we're in a revolution and then like Santi says something like we're in a revolution
revolution.
and
Yeah.
then like everybody's like yeah, so
Yeah.
they're really all a part of this like all the bohemian ideals and this revolution and just the
Oh,
artists, the thriving
yeah.
artists. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
no,
term. I
they
think.
really are. Like they are no, for real. Like they are they're all in this together. They're part of the revolution. They're here to I think back in like 1899, I don't know a lot about that kind of time, but the Victorian era and all that kind of stuff. It was so different to what it is now. Dancing
Hmm.
like that might have been seen
Yeah.
as kind of weird and like, oh, these people are lower than regular people. They're like,
Hmm.
outcast. Have you ever seen The Greatest Showman?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me a little bit of The Greatest Showman. All those people are
Right.
seen as kind of outcasts and stuff, and then
Hmm.
like Hugh Jackman's character comes in, they perform a big show.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Like they are
Yeah.
kind of outcasty, like they're not, they're not like the Duke, they're not freaking aristocrats. They're some of them might have been on the streets,
They're
some of
not
them
even
weren't.
like, the middle class,
Yeah.
even.
Some of them might have been at underground clubs, working at the Moulin Rouge, working at places like the Moulin Rouge. And then they came to the Moulin Rouge and were like, oh, this is a place for me to bond with people and do what I love.
It's a place to belong and people to love.
Exactly. And they all love it. They all love the
Mhm.
dancing and the
The
jumping
jumping
and
and
kicking.
kicking.
And I think they've always done this stuff, but then Santiago and all that. I'm about to say Caleb. Caleb did play Santiago. But Santiago and Toulouse and Christian come along and it gives them a new perspective. They're like, hey, we're doing this show. What's about these amazing bohemian ideals and a revolution and stuff. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And they're a little bit like Pierre in a bit, but like not like Pierre. Like they're all in the background watching what's happening. They're like us watching a reality TV show, basically. They're just watching this unfold, eating their popcorn. They're not really doing much. Like Pierre does something to actually drive the plot, but they're just kind of watching in the background, watching everything unfold from the hidden affair with Satine and the Duke and the love triangle with Christian and then the Duke kind of losing his cool. They're all watching it happen and
Mm.
unfold, which I think
Yeah,
is really fun, cool.
but you're like, right, it's like a reality show to them in a way. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, but
But
it's
make it
1899 version.
in
Yeah,
France.
yeah, like I agree. It's kind of like but they're not like they don't sit there and they gossip, but they kind of I mean, they probably talk among themselves.
Oh
They're like,
yeah.
hey, did you see this today in rehearsal? Or, hey, the Duke losing is cool. They probably went back and were like, holy
I mean
crap, like what
F9
was that all
Painter
about?
in the
F9
background.
Painter. But even in that bit, if you watch when you're watching the show,
Hmm.
um, when the Duke loses his cool, you do see the ensemble members go a bit like they're a bit like they go like, ooh, like they get a bit like awkward, like ooh,
Yeah, like this is
oof, like what are we supposed to
mm,
do? I mean, I'm the same way. I don't like confrontation, and I think a lot of them are just like, look, the Duke is, he's running this business. We don't want to get involved with this. Like, we just
right. Like
what we
what?
want.
We're just here. We
We
just want
don't
to
want the
dance.
drama. They're like, we didn't sign up
Right.
for this. Like,
Like
we didn't.
I just want
Yeah,
to dance and sing and be my artist
yeah,
self. I don't want to deal with drama or
right.
be in the middle of it.
And they end up getting caught up in it anyway. And, at the end, when Satine ultimately, dies and
Mhm.
Christian's upset and they support Christian. And,
Yeah.
I think they kind of cast them in as their own. They seem like they
Right.
respect, Santiago and Toulouse were kind of like, they were bohemians. Bohemians. Shout out to bohemians.
Go follow them.
Um, bohemians, they were bohemians too before even Christian came along. They were part of that group.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think the ensemble was so special.
The ensemble is really special, and they really do like make what Moulin Rouge is. Um, because could you imagine
You imagine Backstage Romance
Backstage
and the
Romance without the
ensemble
ensemble?
members? I want you loving some of the it would be a very interesting Backstage Romance.
Christian would have to launch himself
Yeah, and he would have
in
to run and
there.
blink. But in general, kind of going back to ensemble, I know we're deep diving, but ensemble as a whole, in the sense of watching the show, this show is so ensemble heavy.
Yeah.
And the ensemble makes up so much of the show. Can you imagine some of these scenes without the ensemble? Shut Up and Raise without an ensemble.
The opening
Sparkling
without the
Diamond.
ensemble.
Yeah, it would just be like everybody can.
And then you're just like listening to the music
Oh
and
yeah,
there's no
just
dancers.
what is it? I say slow clap for Zidler. You know, like it would just be awkward. This is such
Yeah.
an ensemble heavy show, and it's yeah, the ensemble members. So do you think a lot of the ensemble members, do you think they're from France? Do you think they've traveled around a bit, like they're from different countries?
I think they might be from different countries and different places. Some of them might be from France. You never know, but yeah, I don't know how, if Zealer like traveled around different countries to recruit. Maybe they just
Hmm.
kind of, maybe they pulled a Christian and they were like, let's go to France and see, how I can get inspired in France. And maybe they're not exactly from France, but they've been living in France for, a number of months or years, and Zealer finds them and recruits them. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, but I do think that they do come from like different backgrounds for sure.
Well, we said that about Arabia, she's technically in the script, she's from Morocco.
Yeah.
And we say like she could have just came to, you know, have a better life. And that's what some of these ensemble members could have done. They could have been from other parts of Europe, in England, or could have been from Lima, Ohio,
Lima,
or
Ohio.
Cleveland. Bit of
Cleveland.
a way to go to find yourself. But I think as if you want to find yourself, you will go to those lengths. And I
Hmm.
think a lot of them came there and they did find themselves and a place to belong and people to love.
Right.
And they probably hadn't felt that before because some of these underground clubs were
Oh
rough
yeah,
and
for
being on the
sure.
streets was probably
A
pretty
rough
horrible.
life, yeah. Do you think
What
some
do
of
you,
them, like some of the ensemble, like might have, like they might have, like found each other, maybe, working in the underground clubs or on the streets, and then like were
Mhm.
recruited together, possibly.
Yeah. Um, I think probably they probably might have like, been like close. Like some of them had like formed like a friendship or a bond in
Like,
different
you know what
places.
I'm going through. It's
Yeah.
like
Do
mutual
I
understanding.
think like the Moulin Rouge probably had like, like open calls and like, hey, we need dancers. And they were like,
Yeah.
hey, this could be a place for us. Let's try
Yeah.
this place out. It could be a place for us to escape. And well, it was.
Hmm.
I think there's so many different diverse backgrounds with all the ensemble members and, different stories. We could sit here all day and talk about what we think each story for different like tracks, like heel one, two, three,
Yeah.
flat, all this. We could go into so much detail. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty
for
sure we'll
sure.
lose all our followers if we spend like
We spent
20
20
episodes
hours,
just
yeah,
talking,
just talking about every single
just deep diving every
every
single
single track.
person, every single track. But yeah, I think the ensemble's great and they're a family. So what do you
I
think
mean,
after
Chandelier as well. Chandelier.
Chandelier iconic?
Roxanne, hello.
Oh,
Roxanne, the ensemble has that part, and it's
a dance and Roxanne's
it's
phenomenal.
it's literally so good.
What do you think after Satine dies?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Everything that happens. Now, some people in the movie, it suggested that the Moulin Rouge shuts down.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have different theories about what happens in the Broadway show.
Right.
What do you think happens to these ensemble members after everything that happens?
I don't know. I mean, I think they might like just stick together. They are a big family, and it shows obviously in the end of the show where they're all gathering around to like comfort Christian as Satine is being lifted away after she dies, and
Going up to the spirit in the sky.
it's a sad moment, but it is so like, I don't know, it's such a beautiful moment too, because each and every one of them, like, I just feel like they're a part of Christian's story at this point, and they're a part of Satine's story. I think Satine was definitely the heart of the Rouge for sure. So everybody was kind of there because, Satine was keeping everything together, obviously Ziegler, but I do think that, like, I don't know, like, obviously the family is a big family and they've found like their people,
Mm.
so I think they they would all kind of stick together, or at least, maybe they would go out in groups if they were like to separate.
Oh, did you freeze up? Yeah, you did.
Oh.
Okay, you're back. You just froze, and I was like, did she just stop moving or did
Oh
it
no.
freeze? Okay, you're back. You're back. You're back. You're good.
But yeah, basically what I said was like if it didn't pick it up before, but basically what I said is like, even if they don't travel as like one big group because there's what like 10 9 flats and 6 heels, so that's
Hmm.
15 people in all. Like even if they don't travel in a whole like bunch of 15 people, plus you have Santi and Toulouse and everybody else, maybe they like, maybe 5 of them will be going someplace. Maybe, a couple of them might be going here. So sprinkle throughout, but like kind of staying together. I imagine modern day they'll have a group chat.
Yeah, modern day they'd have a like a yeah text group chat. I think that
Like
like
the Avengers.
like the Avengers. Yeah, I think honestly, I think maybe some of them leave. Some of them are like, well, there's
Yeah.
nothing left here for me. Time to move on. Or it could be too painful for some of them. Maybe some of them were like really close to Satine and they were like, you know what? This sucks. Like, I don't ever want to be around this anymore. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
nah. Um, so it could be a case of that as well.
Some of them may
Um,
also like want to see what like Toulouse or Santi or Christian are doing. Like I don't think
yeah.
Christian's gonna be there because
Yeah.
it's a lot painful for him. But I think like, turning to Toulouse maybe or Zietler, because Zietler is kind of the person who is the head of this joint, and maybe they're like, Zietler, what's next?
It could also be a case of, oh my God, Christian made this amazing show. What else is he capable of if he
Mm-hmm.
wants to come back? Or even just Toulouse or Santiago just doing dances and stuff. Like these people created a show so beautiful. They're like, well, what else are they capable of doing? Some people
Right.
might go off and be like, you know what? Maybe
I'm
it's
gonna
time.
do what I'm, yeah,
I'm
like
gonna do what I
maybe
want to do, or stay at the Moulin Rouge. I think it's like again, endless possibilities.
for sure. Yeah.
We need like we need like directors on here, like Matt DiCarlo, all those people, Alex Timbers to be like, no, this is what happened, so it can stop our mind racing.
I know
What
exactly.
happens
Like
next? Like
there's so many
we need
possibilities.
answers, people.
We also need to focus on one because like we're in the works of like a sequel, so we
Yeah,
need to
like hello,
know
Moulin
this
Rouge
kind of
2.
stuff. We're
That's
gonna
still
we
coming along, still writing the
exactly.
script.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? We don't even have a
We've
story
got
yet.
the only things that we have typed are Moulin Rouge 2, Once
The
Upon
Duke's
a Time,
Revenge.
Duke's Revenge, Once Upon
Once
a Time.
upon a time, in 1900 Paris. We're skipping it. We're skipping it. We're moving it forward a little bit.
1 year later is
One
the
year
the
later.
the text.
Oh, 12 months later. Yeah, I think that's what I think about the ensemble personally.
Yeah,
Do you
me
have anything
too.
to add?
I think like going back to Roxanne, I think that's the moment when you realize that they are a part of
Christian goes
Christian's
crazy? Yeah,
life. And yeah, Christian goes crazy. And also that they are a part of Christian's life and story now
yeah.
because they are in this big
Hallucination.
hallucination scene, yes. And they're in this big fantasy scene, and like you see that happening. And yeah, so I think that's when you kind of realize, okay, so Christian belongs in this group, and he's like they're welcoming him in. He's doing the same into his story. So yeah, I think that's like super powerful too. And probably the reason why he's like a place to belong and people to love. Because he's not just, oh, I mean, like, he's talking about Satine, obviously, but he's also talking about all of the other amazing people, Ensemble included, that he met along the way.
That's true. I think so. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We love our Ensemble.
we do. We love our ensemble members. Amazing. Ensemble are great. Um, well,
I
do
think
you have anything
that's,
else to add, Lily?
I do not. Do you?
I think this is the end of the deep dive
Oh
series.
my God.
We have so many other good
Yeah.
episodes ideas coming up. So like, don't go anywhere, guys. It's not
Yeah.
the end.
Next week is gonna be very fun too.
Next week is gonna
So
be so much fun.
yeah,
Oh
I'm not gonna say anything until
my
later,
God. We
but
can't say anything. We can't say anything
yeah, but
yet. But just know you're in for a treat next week.
yes,
I am so excited.
me too.
Um, we
I
have some
texted
great
Jules about it.
ideas.
She's like, "Oh my god."
Oh my God. I know I freaked out a little bit. Just a little. Just a little teeny bit. Um, I was watching. Oh, I just keep watching videos, and it makes my heart like heal. Like I see old videos of like old casts and stuff, and
Oh,
or just current casts, and like oh, like I look through my own videos, and it makes me sad because like
yeah,
I
me
want to relive
too.
this moment again.
I've been doing that because I've been doing like my ruse tracker, like trying just to get everyone, and I figured out that
You gotta start early.
my playbill had it wrong, and so I had to look on an account, and I
Classic.
was like, oh my god, oh my god. I was like, I saw Ariana Rosario, Arabia.
Really? I
Yeah,
saw
because
her.
Lauren and Liv were both in it. And I was like, well, now there's 7 girls and 6 heel tracks. This doesn't we're at huh? And then I realized, oh, was Tasia out? And
I only saw her in her heel track. I never saw her as Arabia.
I was in the
Oh.
mezz and I didn't like record then, so I was just like going off of
Because we would
stuff.
never record because
Bows.
bootlegs are legal.
Bows.
Oh, I thought you meant record the show. I was like, Jesus
No,
Christ, are you gonna get us
no,
cancelled?
absolutely not.
Oh, Bows.
Bows.
Yeah. Well, when I saw her as heel and like the first time I saw Tate, we weren't allowed to film Bows. I got in
Oh
trouble for filming Bows.
no.
Honestly, I'm still mad at that usher, whoever that usher was. And then other people I saw a few nights later were filming Bows. I was like, what the?
I just figured out today that Nicole Kidman went the day after I went. I went August 8th, 2019. Nicole Kidman went August 9th, 2019.
I love
2018.
Nicole Kidman so much. She is
Yeah. A week
amazing.
after opening, I saw the show, and Nicole Kidman went the day after. But also, Dylan made his Rouge debut the day after. I was like, I missed that by one day. Ugh,
Dylan Pool,
so
everybody, if you don't know who she's
yeah,
talking about.
so mad.
Um, I would have
So
been
I missed Nicole
I would
Kidman
have been
and a
more mad
Dylan
about
debut.
Nicole Kidman.
Well,
Sorry, Dylan,
I'm
but
also very mad about Nicole Kidman
the OG
and
sister.
Keith Urban too. I was like, come on.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah. Keep remembering. You know
But
what?
Nicole Kidman,
I wonder if Ewan
iconic.
McGregor's seen the show.
I
Ewan McGregor. I want to say he has.
I
He
want to
probably
say he
hasn't.
has too.
But I just, in my heart,
Maybe he
I
saw it
want
in the
to know.
West End.
He might have, and I hope he saw it like with like, I mean, all the Christians on the West End have been phenomenal.
Hmm.
Shout out to Dom Simpson.
Oh my
He
God, yeah,
was my first West End Christian. Holy crap.
yeah.
Blew the roof away. The Piccadilly had no roof after it. Um, yeah. Oh, well then. Well, this concludes our deep dive, I think.
Yeah. Oh man. So next week is gonna be a big one,
It'll be a
and we
fun
have
one.
some really great ideas. So
Super excited. So exciting.
so exciting.
Anyway, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been super fun. We will see you guys next week with another episode of Can Talks.
Yep. Bye guys.